Good day, good people, and welcome to Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. I am your host, Michelle Dusbert, and as always, I'm super excited to be here. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood here in Atlanta, Georgia. Beautiful weather. We finally got a little bit of rain because we've not had rain in weeks, but nobody's really complaining. We're not complaining. We've had some great weather, but now fall is probably going to try to set in. It's getting a little breezy outside, but it's still all good. Just want to thank everybody for taking a few minutes and some time to lean in with us this afternoon. Listen, thank you for all the supporters and thank you for all the new people that are checking us out. Let me give you a little background about what Real Chicks Rock's all about. We're all about empowering people. We've been doing this now for several years, and we do it through community service, public speaking, mentoring, and we've been doing this podcast for quite some time. And I use this space and place to talk to people that I feel have been influential in the community, have been doing some legacy work, have been doing some things that empower our culture and our people. And today is no different. Today, I have the opportunity to have a conversation with Lord Yatta. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. You are a cool cat through and through. You are very talented in the work that you do. The thing about it is, what I love about what you do is that we see your work everywhere because it's wearable art. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about it. Where are you from?
I've never really thought about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
They say I asked the right question. So yeah, make yourself
Originally, I am from Illinois. Chicago born.
Yes.
Left there, went to Rockford, which is about an hour and a half away, and moved down here when I was 16, 17, going on 17.
Teenager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you, did you attend college while you were here?
I did, not traditionally.
Okay.
I did some adult education classes.
Okay.
And when I was in high school, I took some summer art classes at Atlanta College of Art.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it the family move driving you guys here? 16,
it was.
17 years old?
My mom was like, it was time to go.
Oh, okay. Chicago was a little too much.
Yeah, it was good. I think we left right before it got really, really bad.
Really bad. And so, how did you feel about Atlanta when you got here? It was a little too slow. What'd you think?
Nah, it was cool because it was a lot more black folks per capita.
Yeah, talk about it. And looking good
too. And doing things, and not that we didn't have that up there, but it was stacked. You know, and it was a real culture kind of shock because where I actually, when I went to Rockford, when we moved to Rockford, I was about 7 years old. It was a mixed community.
Yes,
you know, obviously more white, and then black and Latino, and then Asian, and down the line smaller percentages. But I always tell people the school that I went to, the way it was set up, I guess you could say geographically, there was the elementary school, across the street was the middle school, and then across the yard was the high school. So you kind of went to school with these people for 12 years.
12 years, yeah.
So it was kind of a different kind of thing. You had a pretty much peaceful mixture of folks. Okay. Down here, it was more of a kind of a class thing that I noticed. Because I ended up going to 3 different high schools when I was down here.
Really?
I went to Wheeler.
Okay.
And I was living out in Cobb County. Then we found out I was living in the wrong district. We was like right over the line. It was crazy. The apartment complex we was in was split. Half the complex went to one school. And it was weird.
They do that foolishness here,
when they was checking the records, we ended up having to go to Marietta, me and my younger sister, Aisha. And then we ended up going to Northside High School, Performing Arts School. So,
nice. When did you realize you had a thing for art? Like, were you young and you just was like watching TV, watching some cartoons or something, and just picked up a pen or pencil and just started sketching? How did it hit you?
I was very young, and I think I always was drawing. There's a picture I think my dad took. We were in, had to be Chicago. sitting at the table, me and my younger sister Aisha. She was doing something, and I'm looking at the camera like this with the pen in my hand, and I was sketching her, or whatever. So I might have been 4,
really,
or 5
that young
in that picture.
Yeah. Do you remember what you were drawing or sketching?
I was probably just scribbling.
Just scribbling.
I used to scribble these shapes and then color in the patterns with different colors. I remember those. I still have some of those. But beyond that, getting older, it was just something I kept doing.
Okay.
You know?
Did you find it was comforting? It just, not that you might have had any kind of anxiety or anything, you just found it interesting to do at that time?
Yeah.
Kept you out of trouble a little bit, maybe?
For the most part.
Okay.
You know, I still burnt stuff in the alley and got whoopings.
Yeah.
Throwing rocks at cars.
Anyway, for the most part.
For the most part, yeah, it was drawing. I was drawing, and I guess I come to realize that I just had ideas in my head that I needed to put on paper later on.
So it started to evolve. Did you really start to see like some sort of direction for yourself, maybe around 11 or 12, like junior high school, or just when did you think you had something?
Probably 11, yeah, because let me see, McIntosh was the elementary school. Wilson, which was across the street, had a magnet program called Creative and Performing Arts, which you had to audition to get in.
Really?
And I tell people it's like Fame. It was kind of just like that, if y'all remember the show.
I remember Fame. One of my favorites.
So they had chorus, they had dance, orchestra, band, theater, and all of that, and art, obviously. So 6th grade, I auditioned, I got in, and you had to go in, and I brought my sketches that I had. I didn't know how to put together a portfolio until after, and but you had to go and do all these different things. Kind of the cool thing about it is that you could pick some things out of a few, because you either was gonna go to dance or be in the drama. I didn't want to be in drama or anything like that, so I took art, obviously, and then I picked orchestra.
Okay.
And they taught you how to play what instrument. What instrument you want to play.
What did you pick?
I picked the percussion. I said the drums.
Yes.
But it was for orchestra, so it was the percussion section. So I learned how to play the snare, the timpani,
and the little cowbell,
the xylophone, and the cowbell, and the bass drum, and all of that. We won competitions too.
Really? Congratulations!
In 6th and 7th grade.
Give the drummer some.
Right. Huh? So, but that was a cool experience, because that really kind of focused my direction with the art, and what I could do.
Yes.
And big ups to my mom for always showing us outside the neighborhood. You know what I mean? And exposing us to different stuff.
Yeah, awesome stuff. So when you moved here to Atlanta, you're about 16, 17 years old. Did you find it difficult to find your creative community, at least academically? Were you still drawing when you got here?
Yeah,
sketching?
Absolutely. So even when I was at all those schools, Marietta, Northside, and Wheeler, I was still in the art programs, in the drawing classes. Wheeler was something a little bit different. It was I was in an advanced art class, but it was kind of just their version of their art class. And when I went to Marietta, they kind of had a similar thing. But when I got to Northside, there was a performing arts school, so it was like a tour show thing. And I was in technical theater, so I didn't really draw much there, but we designed sets for the plays that they did at the school. We built the sets, and in that particular class, we also learned audio, lighting, and stuff like that. So everybody kind of went toward their strengths. So I actually got to design some sets, set design for flowers for Algernon and stuff like that. So my pattern was part of the stuff like that. So that was really cool. And then the audio, which when I got older, I was like, man, I should have stuck with that one, but that was cool.
It's okay.
That wasn't my thing.
So when you were at this age, did you think about, because now you're doing sets, did you think you were Broadway worthy? You thought about maybe taking it to theater or a bigger production, or not really?
No, I didn't. If we backtrack a little bit, back when I was in Rockford, I had the opportunity to work at a theater
Okay.
doing that.
Okay.
But you know,
What say you?
being young
You
and,
said no.
and knucklehead, I went there one day. I rode my bike to the place, right? And I went and met dude. He was real cool, and I wasn't really about digging in and doing that work.
Okay.
But you know,
okay.
maybe it wasn't time for me at that
Wasn't time
time.
for you yet. Okay,
But-
free spirit. All right.
And I just went that one day and I never went back.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But I kept drawing nonetheless.
Yes,
and
yes.
you know, when I got down here, I found my tribe, and then when I graduated, I was always still just doing my art, and I used to go out and go to the record stores because I'm big into music, hip hop, and all of that. So a lot of the record stores would have little areas where they had galleries and stuff like that. So I would just go in and talk to people and see if I could hang my stuff in
Wow.
there. So
Man.
it was this place on Ponce back in the day called Lion's Den, I believe. It was where the Kroger
Yes.
is.
Yes.
It used to look way different on the side where the Ford factory lofts are.
Over there.
And it was over there. And in the back room, they had an art little installation thing set up. So I used to have my artwork in there.
Nice. So do you feel, even though you took the creative path in high school, do you feel you were self-taught, or someone taught you how to?
It was both, because I was drawing before I was in school.
Like at 4? Yeah.
Yeah, so, but going to school and getting some foundational training in, light and color theory and all of this stuff, it just focused what I knew and just made it better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Now, this creative side that you have, how did we move it from paper to different things? Did it happen overnight, or did you take the talent that you had and move it into tattooing? How did you get into that space? Because most people that are on paper primarily maybe stay on paper or textures, but not on people. So what made you make that transition?
Well, let me jump back to the Kappa Program.
Okay.
And the art teachers that we had. So it was 3 years I was in that program, and we did like everything. Even there, we still built sets and painted all of that for the plays that they had. But we dealt in fiber arts. They taught us how to do block printing and reliefs, and how to make paper out of laundry. What do you call it? The
fabric softener?
Not fabric softener, but the lint.
The lint.
The lint from
that
the
comes
laundry.
out the lint.
How to make paper and do all of that stuff. So it was really well rounded in all the stuff that I got to touch while I was at that school, even painting on clothes. Because like I said, I was a hip hop head, so I was making my graffiti looking stuff on my shirts and whatnot, and painting shoes and hats.
Yeah.
I remember I couldn't afford a Fila hat, so I painted Fila on my own bucket hat that I had back in the day.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good too.
Yeah.
But anyway,
everything you do is pretty good. Let's just say that.
Transitioning into that, so just being able to do that. When I got my first tattoo,
how old were you?
I was 22.
Okay.
21, 22. And I drew up the design, obviously. And when I took it in there to the guy, I was just sitting there watching him do what he did, setting up and stuff. And I always tell people this story. I gave him the design. I watched him. He charged me like $150, and he was done in 30 minutes. And I'm sitting there watching him. I was like, well, this is my artwork. Couldn't be a long stretch for me to learn how to do this. So
the light bulb went off.
And there it was. 2 years later, I was in the West End and saw a neon sign. It was a heart and it said tattoo in it. It was late at night. I was at the park across the street, and I was like, I'm gonna go back there and just ask. So maybe a week or so later, I don't know, brought my portfolio in, showed it to the lady.
Yes.
And the gentleman that worked there, and they took me on that day.
Wow.
That was in '94.
Wow. And how long were you there?
Talking to them?
No,
for tattooing?
Tattooing at that spot.
Maybe a year.
Okay.
Before I left, and I was working out in Decatur for about 2 years.
Okay.
And then that had to transition into something else, and me and some friends of mine that I met along the way, we opened up our own shop.
Okay, I got you.
Vantage Point Studios.
I got you. So your very first customer as a tattoo artist, you remember the art you did on that person?
Person that paid me? Yeah. The very first tattoo I did was on myself.
Really?
Yeah. Julia Alphonse, the lady who taught me, was like, before you get to tattoo anybody else,
you got to do you first.
You got to do you first.
Yeah, so initiate your own self.
Yeah, it's like you need to know what you're doing and how it feels, and
wow,
that's the way she said. But I think I was just being hazed at the time, because as soon as I set up and started tattooing, she walked away. I was like, I thought she was gonna watch me do the whole, oh, you got it, baby, and she just kept.
Wow. So was it a big one?
Yeah, it was small. It was
okay.
Something lame. I did my name on my leg. then I covered it up a while later, but it was an interesting experience to tattoo myself. But
so then you got paid customers coming through.
Yeah, and I can't remember who the first person was. I tell you, while I was apprenticing, I was working at a pizza place up by Lennox.
Okay.
And so I got some of the people
up there to come and
check me out. So, initially when you do an apprenticeship, you don't charge folks.
Okay.
Because, they donate their skin to be practice.
As you work on your craft.
Right,
on flesh.
And this was before all the fake practice skins that they got. Back in the day, you could tattoo on oranges or pig skins. And all of that stuff. But, yeah, a few of my friends from there, they got some of my early work. Nice
pieces of work. Was it exhilarating for you? Like, because again, you were used to doing it on paper and blocks, and shouts out to your public education, right? The Magna program, and just even the different high schools you went through here in Georgia, because I think to get the level that you got then, people might have to pay for that today. I mean, it seems like you got a whole palette of how you can be creative.
That was before they started taking art out of schools.
You know what I mean? So you got it just in time. And so was doing it on a person, they're nervous, or maybe they're relaxed, maybe they hit a little buzz so they could be cool. Was it exhilarating for you to be doing it on a person?
Yeah, it was. And especially after doing myself first, it was an interesting concept, because early it's like you just do simple stuff.
Yes.
Right. So just to get through it, not mess it up, was like okay.
Yeah.
And then the next one you do is it's a little more technical, and that's fun. But the part is like stages to it. So the part when they go look at it in the mirror and they come back and they smile at you and you be like, all right, I did a good thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So, yeah. Interesting stuff, man. You all right. So now you're tattooing people, you're an apprentice, then you're starting to get paid. You starting to get paid customers here at West End?
Yeah, so probably, I don't know, maybe 6 months in, I got my first paid tattoo. Don't remember what it was, but I was kind of making a name. Folks was coming to see me, asking for me.
That's what's up.
But that's he doing cheap tattoos, because whatever, people came in because they came in, but once they got there and they saw what I could do, they was like, all right, he's all right. I could trust him.
You seem like, even though you say it was a basic tattoo, did you put your little flair, some kind of little signature, so they knew it was coming from
I started
Lord
to do
Yatta?
that, and this is this is the part of the story that happened. I didn't just leave West End Tattoo. I got fired from West End Tattoo.
What happened, Lord?
Because you be young and cocky. You get the big head. Folks come in and asking for you. They bringing you gifts and books and stuff. And concert tickets and whatnot.
You was rolling like that. Okay.
So one day I'm in there. I'm tattooing somebody. And in my mind I'm doing, like I'm trying to develop my style.
Okay.
Right. So Julia walks up behind me. She's looking at what I'm doing, and I ain't peeping. Right. I'm not listening. I'm not hearing what she's saying to me. So, what you got going on there? Some interesting lines that I don't know. I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
Some interesting lines that you pull in there. All right. I said, yeah, I'm been working on this technique, whatever, right? And she's like, okay, cool. The next day, I come in. Superman pulls me to the back. He was the other guy that worked there with her.
Okay, all right.
And he was like, you remember when you first got here, I told you don't rock the boat? So you rocked the boat.
Oh, man.
And I was gone.
Just because you were trying
to... however I said I'm doing what I'm doing, I didn't say it.
Oh.
I didn't say it right. And she was like, nah, you ain't listening. I'm telling you without like putting you out there that you messing up. And I'm just like,
wow.
So, life lessons.
Okay.
But that didn't stop the program. It was interesting because some months later, Superman ended up falling out with her, and he left and opened up his own shop over in Decatur. And he called me up and was like, you still want to finish it? I was like, heck yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So I ended up working with him for 2 years, and then I had to get up out of there because, any rate, it was time. It was just time to move on.
Time to move on. But now, at the time that you're here in Atlanta's bubbling culturally.
Yeah.
Right, with the music, hip hop, neo soul, this, that, and other. People are like probably seeking you out at this point, right? You're getting some artists, some stars, some musicians, some different people, some other creatives that want something on their body from you so they can brag. So you're bubbling along with the culture. Is that safe to say?
That's safe to say.
Yeah.
That's safe to say.
How did that make you feel? Bubbling brown sugar. What's happening?
That was good because the experience I had at West End and at Superman's place was great to an extent. I got to see and learn a lot of stuff, but I also knew that if I ever open up my own shop, these are the things I don't want in this space.
Okay.
Because oftentimes you have people that have the position and the resources to open up space for other people that are trying to learn, but they also want to control what it is that you do. And just being an artist, we wire different. We don't operate under that. We don't. I mean, we'll put up with it maybe for a little bit, but you're not going to be able to hold me in this box and tell me that I can't or you should. You know what I mean?
But I think ultimately, isn't it the customer that should have the final say? Like, if they don't have a problem with your creative flow, should that be anybody else's concern?
Well, if your name is on the building and you want it to be presented in a certain way, and it's your right. If people want to work under that's up to them. But just like I said, just being a creative mind, you can't. You can't do that. You can't do that. If you want to have, I think, a balanced and a positive work environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we opened up Vantage Point, because we wanted to have a broader look on how we saw things, it was like, you can't pigeonhole us. We're artists. We like to create. So we're gonna paint on rocks. We're gonna paint on shoes. We're gonna draw on people. We're going to do body painting. We're going to do art shows. We're going to do all the stuff that we want to do because this is how it comes out. It always doesn't come down the pipe in one form or fashion, So that was kind of our thing. I was looking at the old shirt, the first T-shirt that we got made when we opened up the shop. It was "Welcome to a New Era," Vantage Point Studios. It was like artwork from Aztec to Zulu and beyond.
Nice.
Because my partner, he was Mexicano, and obviously I'm black, African descent or whatever. So it was. So, but we wanted to be inclusive of the stuff and open up our space to share what we've learned, because we always hit a door when we tried to ask other folks and try to get into some spaces. Not all the time, but sometimes. But we didn't want to roll like that, so we had our anniversary party, our first year anniversary party. We called all the tattoo shops.
Nice.
We called everybody that we knew. None of them showed up.
Really?
Yeah, But some places just be on that cliquish stuff. But at any rate, we kept going. We proceeded to do what we was gonna do, and we started having art shows at the shop.
Yes.
It was something called Trinity that was headed up by Dan the Man and Christy. We did it on the cusp of the Zodiac, but it was like, I don't want to say that, but it was a showcase for young talent to come and everybody can share what it is that they do. Whether you were writing poetry, you're reading poetry, your paintings, if you were writing a book or selling something like that, everybody got to shine on their thing that they did. So we opened up our space for that, and it was a free event, and folks came out, and that's kind of how we really built our name and kept it community oriented, and why people mess with us for as long as they did,
Yeah.
So.
Man, so then you had that shop. When did we get to Tri-Cities?
Tri-Cities, after working at a few different places for some time. Tri-Cities is a rebranded West End tattoo.
Okay.
Red, Tyrone Cooley took it over from Julia, the lady who taught me how to tattoo when it was West End, after she retired. And after I stopped working at this one shop out in Jonesboro, I linked back up with Red and was working with him for like a year. And then there was a lot going on, and there was always something going on in the West End, but some things happened where we just needed to shift. And Red was like, well, not too far away. We down in East Point.
Yes.
In Tri-Cities, because the area is Tri-Cities, Hateville, College Park, and Hateville. In East Point, rather.
Yes.
So we've been there for 10 years now.
Already?
So, yeah.
That's been quick.
Crazy.
And you still seeing people. Are you seeing repeat customers, a lot of that?
Always. That's the
beauty of this?
One of the beauties things, because your collectors are kind of always replenishing themselves.
Yes.
And when you do good work and you treat people well, they're going to talk good about you, and you will tattoo. Let's say I tattooed this guy when he turned 18, and this is some actual stuff that happened. He had kids later on, and later on, 20 years down the line, I'm tattooing the kids.
Generational tatting.
So, and then friends and uncles and cousins and stuff like that. But, that's
you generational tatting, man.
After 31 years, I think I've actually tattooed maybe even some grandchildren. But
absolutely.
That's pretty wild.
What's the biggest tat you've ever done? Can you remember?
There's this gentleman. He was a referee for ladies basketball, and he's got probably the most overall work that I've done.
Really?
Full chest, torso down to the waist, full back piece, half sleeve on the arm, and one full leg down to the ankle, like side. Cheek all the way down to the ankle. Yeah.
And what does it look like? What is it? Just whatever?
It's a lot of different stuff. A little bit of everything. His back piece was based on one of the paintings that I had done. He was flipping through my sketchbook and said, "Oh man, I love that. Can you do something?" So we chopped it up, and I created this whole unique piece for him based on some block print work that I had done. The chest is like some Polynesian American tribal and some religious motifs. And then the thigh, the leg piece is more on the Japanese style. It is lanterns, a Buddha, some lotus, some koi fish, some oni masks, some no masks, Japanese theater type stuff, and a lot of waves and stuff like that. So
a lot of things here to unpack. I look at you, could be because I feel like I know you and your beautiful family. We're going to talk about that, but I feel like tattoo artists are therapeutic. They're almost like counselors and therapists in a sense, because before you could put needle to flesh, I'm assuming you might have a conversation like, what do you want today? What are you interested? What do you like to see? Like, are you asking those kind of questions?
Yeah, it comes kind of to that. We're like it's like the barbershop sometimes, or even the bartender. We kind of hear people's stories and not. Let me see. What's a good way to put it? It's when when you come to like realize the impact that you're having on these people, you kind of take it into, and then it's like, okay, you give them space to kind of bring it out. The cool thing I think about the tattooing now at this stage is like a lot of my clients are getting larger things, so it's a whole process of a consultation that we'll have before we even get started, right? To that.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about, and I try to draw out what it is they're really seeking, because they might come in with 5 different half ideas, and then I try to put it through the funnel so we can get to the core of what it is that they want, and maybe if they have the time and resources to turn it into one nice large piece, or even a medium size or small piece, but to take out, maybe, I don't want to say frivolous, but I said it, the things that are unnecessary in the piece, just so it flows right. And it's at the core of what they're really trying to get, you know what I mean? And some years, maybe 20 years in, I began to realize that people really get tattoos, a lot of different reasons, but is highly based on some emotional stuff, right?
That's what I'm saying.
There was this one couple that used to come see us, and my man was like, he worked a factory job, and he was like, he was a hard working dude, really good dude. He would only come in and get tattooed, him and his wife, when he had a bad week. It was like, man, the job sucked this week, blah blah blah, and his treat was to come in and get tattooed because it made him feel better.
Okay.
It was like, they didn't come a lot.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Right. But when he did come, it
was something.
A couple times a year he'd come in and he'll get some work done.
Wow.
But it just made him feel better. And that's the cool thing about tattoos, is like, it's something that you can get, that you hold with you until, forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It allows, and
nobody can take it from you.
It allows them to feel connected to something or someone, or a dream or whatever. And then you're so talented, you make that dream come to life, and they look at that every day.
Right.
I mean, that's a huge blessing.
That's
man.
the other cool part, is you get to travel with the folks that get the work. Because sometimes people are just coming in from out of town, or somebody coming from overseas, and I might see some of the coolest stuff I put on people I'll never see again. But they're off in Germany, Australia, or somewhere, right?
Yeah.
But your work gets to travel, so you kind of get to travel with them.
I mean, you're all over the planet.
All over
the planet. How do you keep your creative juices and skills flowing? Is it that you look through magazines? Is it documentaries? Because I heard you for this one gentleman that was a referee, right? Polynesian, tribal, maybe Asian inspired. There was a lot of different things that he has on his body. Where are you getting it from?
It's all based on stuff that he already had an affinity for.
Okay.
So we just kind of, through the process, talked about, how I could present it.
Okay.
He just kind of just gave me like words. Okay, I like this, and this.
I got you. And
it was up to me to pull it together, because even the stuff that I drew, I looked at references, but I drew it up.
Yeah.
Not based on some pre-existing work, but we got the aesthetic of this in there. So, but life is the inspiration, and I stay watching. Watch my cartoons. I look at I look at my magazines, but it's more so I try to peep out techniques and color patterns, combinations, or even lines, and then just a certain kind of aesthetics. Back in the day, there was this young kid we apprenticed named Ron One, and he's a graffiti artist, and when he got to working with us, our artwork changed a lot, right? Because he just had this style about him, but we ended up incorporating some of what he was doing in our stuff. But I remember just really adding these really bold, fat, like outlines to some of the work that we did. It didn't go with everything. Right. You put it where it was needed, but for that style of work, it was like, okay, so you bring in younger folks and you end up learning from them and advancing your technique and your skill and
good for you for doing that, because a lot of times people are stuck on how things used to be. like we've always done it this way, or you need to think about this, and so it seems like you don't pigeonhole people. You're open to receiving new techniques or just new way of thinking creatively and that type of thing, and that's what keeps you relevant today. Like people are coming to see you regardless of age. They just hear you from a reputation perspective.
Right.
They like your work. They like what you do and how it looks on them.
Yeah.
How would you deal with somebody like me? Because I'm a virgin. I don't have any tattoos, so I wouldn't know what to do. And I know people like me do different things. Right? They get to a certain age in their life. That's one. Maybe it is a status change. Maybe they're divorced. Right? Maybe they're a grandma, a G-ma, or something, or they just feel like they're retiring, or it's something they've always wanted to do and didn't have the nerve to do it. So how would you deal with somebody like me?
Well, first the want has got to be there for you.
Gotcha.
So if it's something that you really want, it's going to be easy.
Okay.
So the second hardest part is just figuring out the what.
The what?
The what.
Okay. And it's gonna hurt.
But it's got to be, that's life though, right? Everything is not comfortable.
It's not comfortable.
We tell people it feels like a massage. It feels like a deep tissue massage.
Is that what you tell the people?
I used to tell them that. But now it's just a little different. But the want's got to be there for you, and then it's got to be something that's timeless. Because this is funny because everybody says this, and I always thought it was funny because people come in that don't have tattoos, or people that already have tattoos and still say out their mouth, I don't see how people sit there and get those tattoos while they're sitting in my chair getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
And it's like there's some kind of mind and body separation right there. Mm-hmm. I know they going through what do you call it? A time when they're getting tattooed, so you're not really thinking like straight, I guess, but it's like they're doing what you're doing. They might just do it on the larger scale as far as what they're getting, but they're sitting, they're breathing, they're trying not to move. I mean, it's as simple as that. And then the other part is people saying, well, I only get stuff that means stuff, but everybody gets something that means something to them. So you can't crash on what other people are getting, because that's about what they want in that time and their journey in their life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta respect that. Know.
Yeah. Some people, for them, they want their body to tell a story.
Right.
Like different phases or things that happen in their life, they might want to capture that on their body. So you can't hold that against them. It's their body.
Right.
They have every right to do what they want to do. So that's the interesting thing about that. Do you have a favorite? Because we're talking about tattooing because that's what I've known you to do. But when I get into your space at Tri-Cities, like you have, I've gone to a couple of your exhibits, galleries. Your work is up. It's like textures. It is everything. It's not just tattoo or just paper stuff. It's everything. Do you have a favorite medium? You even do spray can, like. You do everything. Is there a favorite you have? He says no.
Whatever. It's like I used to. Let me see. How can I put it? I used to think that you had to just work on just one thing. You know what I'm saying? The mind really kind of don't work like that.
No, not
I think
yours.
in general, speaking generally, some people, it's like, I'm only going to tackle this is one thing. For me, when I create, oftentimes when I'm making something, it's like it branches out into all these other things. It's like I see other things that I can make off of this one thing that I made, or, it's like, for instance, the show that's coming up on November 9th, Can Control, was the seed for that was an art show that I did 2 years ago now called Assemblage that I did at Old Rabbit. And part of that show was some spray paint cans that I had left over after making the other things that I made for the show. So I wanted to do this whole upcycling kind of situation, right?
Okay.
And not waste that stuff and just throw it out. And a lot of the other work in that show was more woodwork and stuff. But I was like, oh man. And for this section of the show, I called it can control. But each can had a theme. So there was water, and there was a tribal pattern, and there was a texture. One had texture and stuff like that. The other had maze work and things. So I would be like, man, that's cool if I could do like a group show and include other people.
Nice.
Which, that's kind of what I've always been doing, is trying to, bring other people along with me and share the space. So this show's coming up, and it's going to be based on using spray paint cans to make your work. Now you can paint on the can, you can cut the can, you can open the can, you can glue stuff to the can, you can collage or turn it into a sculpture or anything like that. So it's kind of a journey of just exploration and just seeing what can I make out of this stuff that's in front of me that I have, So that sparked that. And I don't really have a favorite. I guess in the moment, that's just what I'm focused on.
Okay.
But it's always changing. And the thing I'm working on now for Courtney Brooks has a show coming up also in November is it's called Overflow. But I'm using cardboard, wood, and fiber. Gonna be fiber, some fiber art, some thread and yarn and jute and all of this other stuff. So
does it take you long to work on pieces like that?
Depends on the size and kind of where my mind's at.
Okay.
I always sketch stuff out first to kind of see what I could possibly do, and then as I work on it, it might shift a little bit. But I got a week left to finish.
You got some homework to do.
But I bet.
Let me ask you this. Were you excited when you saw the evolution of body art? Because you've been in the game 30 plus years, 31 years, right? So you've gone from, or just seen the industry go from a little rose here, a little fight to power fist on the shoulder there, to like a full like tattoos on the face, head. Like there's no place that's not touched.
Yeah.
Did you get excited about that evolution, about how the culture is embracing this as wearable art? It's art. It's not trash. People are not rolling their eyes or sucking their teeth. They're admiring this art. Did you get excited when you saw that we were starting to, the people outside that are not as creative as you, start to embrace your world more?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. It's always kind of a two-sided thing, but yeah, it's exciting to see evolution and it reach a broader understanding for people.
Yeah.
And tattooing, just like I think anything else, like fashion, is cyclical. It kind of runs in cycles. People follow trends, stuff, Yeah. And tattooing, just like fashion and music, they all overlap in influence. So there's eras of where you could look back at certain tattooers or tattoo art, and you can see that it's rock and roll stuff, right?
Yes.
Or maybe the early on of, well, not the early, but at a point it was hip hop, and when these rappers started really getting a large amount of work done, there was a real shift back when Lil Wayne and some of those folks was getting tattooed.
Yeah.
So he and a few others really got people, and then a lot of songs, even some local rappers, I forget the name of the crew, they did that Tatted Up song. Things shifted. Yeah. And like people were really looking, because I think just around the same time these tattoo shows started coming out too. So the audience was broader, even though this was still looked at like a subculture and people still kind of shunned.
Very underground.
The the people that's collecting these tattoos are the general populace. They're the workforce. So there's a time when, you know, you were looked at like, well, I'm not going to hire you because you got this tattoo on your arm below your elbows and stuff. But now you can't get around it because there's more, I think, more people with tattoos than without.
Really?
No.
I'm the minority again.
Maybe, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I'm the minority again.
There was a time when folks got stuff that was, like you said earlier, like hidden. You didn't do anything below the elbow because you considered, well, if I got to go fill out an application and get this job, I might need to present myself in a certain way. Yes. But some people don't care, and that's fine about where they get their tattoos, and they can still get that job because it's not about how I physically look.
Talent, skill.
But then there's those people, why they get tattoos. It's for me. And when I look in the mirror, I want to see it. It's not necessarily to show to anybody else.
Right.
But then there's those people that like, well, I'm doing this so I can stand out in the midst of all the other people that got tattoos. But even still, as that shifts, you still got people that end up looking the same way, getting the same thing. But, you know, that's going to shift too, you know. But that's just the nature of the culture. It's like one thing is hot and then it's not, but then it's going to be hot again. It's going to be cool to not have tattoos.
Yeah,
you know,
you think so?
At one point.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But
I'll still do them.
Yeah, I know you will. I know you will. Do you have you ever done a mural?
Yes, I have. You
want to do more of that? Is that a dream of yours?
Not necessarily.
It's a lot of hard work.
I like to do more. Kind of on my own, you know, thingy. But I say shout out to Courtney Brooks because she tapped me in to do this mural on the Beltline. It's probably 4 or 5 years ago now. And it was called I can't remember what the theme of it was, but anyways, I painted my children, which was awesome because they're awesome. Solomon, Sarah, Sophia. On the Beltline, and that was cool. It was a very, very long piece. It might have been, man, I can't even remember the dimensions. 30 feet or so, but it was long. It took longer than I thought because that was my first like real, like outside mural. I've done large things before. I did this backdrop for the Gospel Fest back when I was in 11th grade. And that was huge. And it was just on some canvas that was rolled out that I had to do. The tech teacher, Mr. Odom, hooked that up for me. And he was awesome.
You're doing work. You're doing a lot of work.
And that was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this beautiful family of yours. Okay. I like your family. I love your family.
And we love you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I met you guys. I think I really had a conversation. Shouts out to your wife, Kimberly Stewart Lucas, aka Warrior Mama. We had a conversation during COVID in front of Zuri Love's house. Right, shouts out to Zuri.
Oh yeah,
community so small. You were at the Jonesboro shop. You weren't at Tri-Cities yet. And the family that loves you so much was calling you, and it was like, Dad's on the way, and you met us there. But Kimberly and I had a really great conversation. I had to tell her that I admired you guys as a family. You guys always move as a family unit, and I wanted to just take a minute to just commend you. Yeah, because you're an awesome dad and an awesome husband, and your kids want to be around you. You know what I mean? You guys move as a unit, and that's so beautiful to see in community. And everything that you do, your kids are like an arm's throw away. They're like right there watching you work with clients or admiring your exhibits. I mean, baby girl took my money at one of the exhibits. She was working the register, right? She was ringing up for product and stuff, doing a good job, and just, they all lean in to support their dad and their husband. I think that's a beautiful thing. And so I think Solomon is like really tapping into his creative side, right?
Yeah, they all are. I love and appreciate it. I always wanted to have them around and be involved.
Yes.
There was a point where when I was really working a lot, like 10 hours, I was gone from the house, and they didn't see me when they were young. So as they got older and could really process what I was doing when I'm not at the house. If I did an art show or was involved in anything, it was like they was there because I wanted them to see what it was. It's like, Dad's just gone. It's like, why is he gone? And now that they're even older, when they got into their teens, preteens and all of that, it's like, well, if I do an art show, they got to be a part of it. They got, y'all can run the merch table. Y'all can, I mean, Solomon, when we had Vantage Point, when we were on Ponce back in the early 2000s, Solomon was in the shop in his, what do you call it? The playpen at 2-3 years old. And when he got old enough, he was giving people the release form to fill out before people got tattooed. So he's been steeped in it, and all of them have. Right. And they've been part of some art shows that I've done, and I can't see doing it any other way.
I know that's right. They love you too, and you did a great piece on your wife. Lately you got this title, the Warrior Mama. You did a piece to honor your wife. How come? Yeah. What led that on?
Well, the theme for this show that's at the Path Museum up in Lenox right now. I think it'll be up until the 14th of next month. This show is called Hold the Line, curated by Brian Hayward and Ren Dillard. And it's an ode to black women.
Yes, it is.
And it's a show of all men creators paying homage to their relationship to the women in their life, aunts, cousins, grandmas, sisters, and all of that good stuff. So I thought about who I could do. I didn't know, so I'm flipping through pictures, and there was this photo that I took of Kimberly when she did a modeling down at Apache Cafe on their Art Mondays. Right, and she was pregnant with Solomon. She might have been 7 months or so. I don't know. But I love this piece, and I wanted to make something with it. I've done other stuff with her as a subject, but this one just spoke to me when I saw this. I'm gonna do this. So she started calling herself Warrior Mama after Solomon was born, because the strength that it takes for a woman to labor and carry this child until they come into the world, So I wanted to show my appreciation for that and support for that. And Solomon was born at home, unassisted. It was me and her, not by by design, I guess, cosmically, but we didn't plan for it to happen that way, but that's how it worked out. Wow. We went to the hospital afterwards, but after Solomon was born, and we thought, if we ever have any other children, because we didn't plan on it, we're going to do home births. Wow. Because it just seemed like the right way to go. Yeah. So shout out to Warrior Mama Kimberly. Yes. We like her. My Warrior Mama.
Yeah. Beautiful.
My KK woman. To my fire.
Beautiful woman. Beautiful mom and wife and these children and just the whole thing and the whole movement. I brought in a couple of pieces, because not only am I a friend, I'm a customer. So I try to support. You know what I'm saying? I wore my hat today to kind of, support. Look at this beautiful thing. How did you come up with this particular design? What were you thinking?
How was the origin of the pattern that's inside it all together, just a thing? Yeah. So the tribal maze work, I call it maze work, I've been doing probably for 20 years or more. Look at that. It was a painting that I did to celebrate me, Kimberly, and Solomon. I gave it to her for the baby shower just for her and Solomon. And I did this tribal-like pattern. It was more organic and curly and stuff, and it transitioned into the more sharper edge kind of thing, like, I don't know, you can see on my shirt.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah. But I've been doing it for a while, and one of my friends, when I was first tattooing, she brought me in a Dinkra dictionary, the book that had all the African symbols, If you don't know what the Adinkra symbols are, they are from the Akan people in Ghana, and all of that. But these symbols are, I akin them to like the zodiac sign, or even some of the, you can relate them to the some of the Chinese or Japanese zodiacs. Each of them have an attribute to them, a name and an attribute like strength or power. This particular one is called Jin Yami. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And it means except God, like no one except God. But each of these symbols, so I've been incorporating Adinkra symbols into a lot of my artwork, and people have been getting them tattooed for a good long time now. I actually have that one tattooed on my forearm right here.
I might do this when I come off the bench of being scared. I might do
Right.
I might do this one.
So this one is kind of a mesh between another piece of art that I did. I did this series called Sun Gods. So the outer part with the orbs and stuff. So it's like a sun.
Yes.
And since it's supposed to represent God, I wanted to be like it's radiating, that God energy, that life or whatever.
I love it. It's my favorite. And then this one looks like a superhero.
Yeah.
Like this looks like a superhero.
This is an old image. This was like one of the first, maybe second T-shirt designs that I did.
Really?
It's called an Urban Angel. I was doing a series of these on block print, and I transitioned it to a T-shirt. So this is the reimagined design. I had to sharpen it up because the block print was really old. I still have the linoleum that I printed it on, so I jazzed it up for 2023.
Yes, and I get compliments on it when I wear it. Yeah, because she looks like all the things, and I like the fact that you put your little logo on the back of the shirt, like we know it's you. And this one is inside. Yeah, actually,
that was one of the first ones.
Right. So in this one, it's inside, and then we put it on the back. So I am a customer, but even in her afro, we see like your distinctive like pattern and stuff, like just like what you're wearing in your shirt. It's like it's in here. This is how we know it's you. Yeah,
that's one of my signatures. Plus the no pupils in the eyeball.
Yeah,
in the eyes.
Really looking like a hero.
Yeah.
Look at you. How long did it take you to do this?
I don't know.
He's like,
couple hours
like,
to rework
2
that
hours
design.
To do this.
Couple hours to rework the design.
You know what I mean? Like you're
maybe
like
more
amazing.
Than a couple dollars.
Where can people get the merch? Because when you do have the exhibitions in your gallery, there is merch. I've got coasters at home. I forgot to bring those today to show, but you got all kinds of things. How can people purchase your merch? Where are you with the work?
You can come see me at Tri-Cities Tattoo.
Is that right?
Downtown East Point.
Yeah. Don't let that construction stop you.
Yeah, they working on Main Street, but there's many ways to get there. If you would like a T-shirt or any other kind of art, LordYatta.com, LORDYATTA.com. You can find me on Google. You can type in that name and you'll see all the things. You can contact me directly or via email. My number is there. The website no longer exists, but I can still make the shirts. Yes, so if you want them, they'll be made on demand. So you know what I mean? And there you have it. You
got a lot of tattoos on yourself.
I got a few.
And do you know how many you have?
Not enough.
The man said not enough.
Yeah.
That means he has a lot, ladies and gentlemen. When he says there's not enough, he even has little ones. There's this little stuff on his. He's got stuff everywhere. Like it's amazing. Yeah. You are wearable art.
Yeah, we made it wearable art.
You made it wearable art.
You should live your life creatively.
You know what I'm saying?
Express it in some ways.
You're looking at me like I need to do something. I need to change my life. Like I'm sitting up here looking too bland.
Do some paint on that jacket.
Put some paint on the jacket. I just got it. Yeah, you can have it tatted up. Man, my skin looks even more juicier. Yeah, look at him all on the back. Look at that. The dude is just you know what I mean? mean? If I ever come in there, like, I just feel like I'm gonna get a tattoo one day. And when I do, I want it to be you.
Right.
Because I love the work that you do. I love who you are as a man, as an entrepreneur, as a professional, and just all the things that you've done in the community to bring community together. You're just a wonderful example. I'm glad that we had this opportunity to have a conversation.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
31 years of work is nothing to sneeze at. So tell the people once more, where can they find you? You're on social media. I follow you on the IGs.
Yep. Lord Yatta, LORDYATTA on Instagram and Facebook and all those other things. And Google, you can find me there. Physically, I am at Tri-Cities Tattoo. That's downtown East Point, 1597 White Way, across from the East Point train station.
Yes.
And we are there Tuesday through Saturday from 12 to 7. And we have art shows there. I'm running a new series of art shows called Sunday Gallery. The first one is going to be in November. It's called Can Control. There's going to be, I think I got 27 or 28 artists in this show, including my youngest Sophia, Solomon, Kimberly, and Sarah, and a bunch of heavy hitters. So y'all come on out, spread the word, tell your friends, and it's gonna be amazing. Yeah, once again. That's gonna be
nice. I gotta come through.
Yeah,
I'll be there. I'll come through. I love it. Listen, this is my time. Thank you so much, Lord Yatta, for coming through. I love everything about you and what you do. Thank you for your time. This is my time. Real Chicks Rock, you know me, I'm everywhere. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. Go to realchicksrock.com and subscribe. We blog, there's stuff out there, there's content. You need it. Yeah, we sell t-shirts. They're not as pretty and nice as these, but it got the Real Chicks Rock logo, brand, trademark. You want that in your life. You want it. You want it. You want it. Listen, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the little notification bell so you never miss these conversations in these episodes. Listen, before I leave, I always like to say and leave a little something for you from the great Frankie Crocker. He's on WBLS 107.5 in New York. He would say, may I live to be 100 and you live to be 100 minus a day, so I would never know that beautiful people like you had passed away. Thank you for checking out Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next show.